Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
A Cass County murder suspect will no longer be present at his trial after an outburst in court this morning led him to be escorted out by 3 bailiffs. 37-year-old Christopher Riley is on trial for the death of his father, Kevin Riley Sr., in September 2018. Riley was already removed once from court this week after cursing at the judge. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley was in the courtroom this morning. She has our story.
The second day of Christopher Riley's murder trial was only 25 minutes in when Riley interrupted a witness on the stand and once again asked to represent himself.
You do not get to make a circus out of this proceeding. I want my sister to
be my co-defendant and let me build a case with my sister. She's my sister, ma'am. I have the right to defend myself with some human being that will help me.
This is the second time Riley has asked to remove his attorney Monty Mertz, who also has requested he no longer represent Riley. However, Judge Susan Bailey once again denied the motion.
Ma'am, I'm scared for my life. I've been framed for murder and I'm not getting help. Okay, I called that day because my dad framed me for murder and no one's helping me.
Mr. Riley, I am trying to help you as much as possible.
And let me talk to the jury so I can talk to human beings who are my peers.
Today marked Riley's second outburst in court this week, with Judge Bailey noting Riley, quote, chooses when he does and does not want to act appropriately.
I'm in the custody of Cass County Jail. I'm treated like ma'am. I have no rights as a human being, and my jury is not even here to listen to me plead for my life.
Riley was soon removed from the courtroom and later told his attorney to, quote, finish your mock trial. I'll just appeal it later. Judge Bailey ruled Riley will watch the remainder of the trial from this room, but says if Riley requests to join his attorney back inside the courtroom, he will be able to do so. In downtown Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Riley's trial is set to last until late next week. Well, hold on to your candy. Our Halloween forecast is looking windy. Here's Hutch with the first look.
We indeed have some wind in the forecast, and for some of us, we have wind tonight. A few clouds showing up on the satellite up near the Highway 2 corridor. The sunshine in the south felt great today. Our wind picking up. It's from that warm southerly direction, but those gusts are approaching 30 miles per hour here in the FM area. For tomorrow afternoon and night, there is a wind advisory in effect for the counties you see shaded there on your screen. Most of our area is going to see some pretty ridiculous gusts of wind tomorrow. But for tonight, breezy, gusts to 40 miles per hour possible, steady to slowly rising temperatures for some of us. All in all, our windy evening will relent a little bit. Now, we do have some details about some snowflakes in your Halloween forecast. Nothing too scary, but we want to make sure, Stacy, everyone is aware of not only wind in the forecast, but maybe some white as well. Details here in just a few moments.
Our camera's shaking a little bit already, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
All right, here we go. Thanks, Hutch. Well, police are investigating a rollover accident in Moorhead. It happened around 3 p.m. at 14th Avenue South and 16th Street South. As you can see, a car with a Vanguard Utility Partners logo rolled onto its roof. The airbags did deploy, but police wouldn't confirm whether anyone was injured. Stick with Valley News Live for more on this developing story. A driver in West Fargo accidentally presses the gas instead of the brake, striking 2 other cars and a building. Take a look at this video we shot this morning. This happened at an apartment complex on the 800 block of 34th Avenue East a little after 7 in the morning. No injuries were reported. Police say roads were very slippery at this apartment complex. It's been a hectic day for some factory workers in North Fargo. Fire crews responded to an incinerator fire this morning. It happened at 3401 First Avenue North. Fire officials say the damage is minimal and contained to the incinerator. The factory is still evacuated tonight, and crews are working to get smoke out of the building. A man is facing charges following an assault in Polk County. It happened Wednesday afternoon around 1 when the Polk County Sheriff's Office received a report of an assault. The victim, whose name is not being released at this time, was treated and released from Essentia Hospital in Foston. Eric Bird was arrested for kidnapping, committing great bodily harm, and terrorizing. Both President Donald Trump and Vice President Joe Biden are in Minnesota today. It's the final push to win over voters before Tuesday's election. Our D.C. Bureau correspondent Kristen Casper spoke with leaders from both major political parties and explores how they plan to flip or protect the battleground state.
We hardly deployed any resources at all to Minnesota in 2016. We're not making that mistake again.
The Trump campaign admitting their flaws from 4 years ago. Senior advisor Steve Cortez says this time around, the president is pivoting and stepping up his strategy in Minnesota.
We have been focusing on Minnesota for months and really even years in terms of investing capital, resources, time, attention.
Hillary Clinton narrowly won Minnesota in 2016, and now Vice President Joe Biden's team is optimistic about another Democratic victory in the state.
Obviously, we won the state 4 years ago, and we are confident and excited about the enthusiasm there.
After all, the state hasn't voted for a Republican president since the early 70s.
It's quite a winning streak. However, if you look at the actual margins of victory, they tend to be fairly small.
University of Minnesota political expert Larry Jacobs says Minnesota is still a toss-up in terms of the presidential election, even though many have already cast their ballots. In the final push, he says Biden's team needs to make sure local voters don't feel ignored. As for the president,
he's going to have to gain ground. There's clearly the metropolitan areas, the suburbs, along with the urban core, have broken heavily for Joe Biden.
Jacobs adds, despite civil unrest and other social or economic issues, undecided voters are looking for the candidate with the best plan to curb the coronavirus surge. Reporting in Washington, I'm Kristen Casper.
Former Vice President Joe Biden is holding a drive-in event in St. Paul. President Trump is slated to speak in Rochester in about 40 minutes. 500 jobs are expected to come to Fargo next year as Amazon announces its plans to open a 1 million square foot fulfillment center next year.
It's going to help us extend our great Prime service and faster delivery and meet shipping needs to all of our customers all over the North America, but particularly in the Midwest. It's a great day in North Dakota, and it's a great day for Amazon.
Amazon says workers can expect starting wages of about $15 per hour, plus full-time employees receive full medical, vision, and dental insurance, a 401k, and up to 20 weeks of paid leave for new parents. The center will be located just north of Hector International Airport. North Dakota health experts are reporting close to 250 new positive COVID cases in Grand Forks. There are more than 1,300 new cases in the state and 13 deaths, bringing the death toll to 512. The positivity rate is roughly 12%. The full numbers can be found on our VNL News app and scrolling right now at the bottom of your screen. Well, here's something to make you smile on a Friday. Sanford is continuing a sweet tradition for Halloween. They're bringing families together to hand-make costumes for all of the NICU babies. They say it's a creative way to bring them to family-sized laughs to each of the baby's loved ones during the stressful time of their NICU stay. Among the costumes, you'll find butterflies, superheroes, pumpkins, and more.
Sometimes even just a change of clothes can be really stressful and overwhelming for a baby. And so just by laying something over what they already have on and throwing a hat on or something is just a quick and easy way for them to have a costume and be a part of Halloween.
They'll be sending out pictures to families who can't come to the hospital because of COVID-19 restrictions. If you plan to go trick-or-treating tomorrow, the CDC is releasing tips on how you can receive that free candy safely. They say wear a mask and make sure to check your kids' candy before they open it. If you're planning to hand out candy, they say wash your hands before you give out any treats. Ideally, pass out candy outdoors, and even better, set up stations with individual bags to give out rather than having contact with trick-or-treaters. One local family has a creative idea to give out candy. Sharon Jensen and Charlie Harper put together a candy chute. The candy goes down the chute. It does not involve any direct contact. The lights are wrapped around with zip ties and the skeleton leading up and through the doorway. This plan was created to follow social distancing guidelines.
Hopefully it gives them the opportunity to come out and feel safe. And that's what we're after. So no fear, just have fun. It's for kids. Can't do Halloween. It's too bad. So we're going to give them the opportunity to come out and have some fun. And where we're at, I think it will be okay.
The shoot will be running in full force tomorrow night. Well, coming up on Valley News Live at 5, why Walmart pulled guns off the shelves and now is putting them back.
And almost average temperature today in Fargo, 45 degrees. It felt wonderful. 43 in Grand Forks. How windy will your Halloween be? Put some sand in the bottom of that jack-o'-lantern. I'll have the windy details coming up right after this.